just wanted to go over some scientific evidence that actually proves God.
Oh no. So before, what the heck?
What?
Can we, before we do that, can I ask a couple of questions?
Yeah, of course.
Do you think God's nature is actually like knowable by humans?
I don't think our minds can fully process, what God can and can't do, or can do.
But even like his nature.
What do you mean by nature? What he's,
Well, his essence, his being. What is God's existence? What is his composition? Is God actually a dude, or is he a
he's a
girl, or is
spirit.
God just another? Yeah, right. Duh. He's obviously
Yeah.
without gender. But what is the substance or the essence or whatever of God, and how does God do anything?
Well, he can do whatever he wants. I mean, he's God. Like, he's endlessly
Yes, yes,
powerful.
yes, yes, yes. But do we have any comprehension, or could we, even in principle, ever have any comprehension of any of that?
We're not going to find, a yellow brick road that leads to it besides the Bible. That's all you have to prove
Well, but those are
that.
those are just claims. So if we're dealing we're dealing with something different than that. So I don't think you can. Like if you want to say like God miraculously did something, okay, well, let's use science. Well, there's no science that can explain how a miracle works. So we can't scientifically prove it then. And then as for God's existence, because we know absolutely nothing about the properties, the characteristics, the essence, the substance of this God, I don't think we can use science either. So I just kind of feel like these scientific evidences for God are just DOA.
No, we're gonna see what you know here. Do you know what Latimin is? Lab Lamin.
Spell it again. Laminin.
Laminin. I couldn't say it. I had a stroke.
I knew that that's what this was gonna be.
Well, there's more. There's way more than this.
How? Okay, so for those of you that don't know, laminin in a lot of diagrams looks like it has a vaguely T shape.
No, it's most certainly a cross. There's no denying it.
But it's not, because those diagrams look really nothing like. First of all, it's only part of the molecule, and it's not an accurate 3D representation of what it looks like. But also, why would a coincidence like that prove the existence of God?
Because it says it word for word in the Bible. First Colossians.
No, it doesn't. It does not say there is a protein that you can find in organisms called laminin.
It says that God.
You said word for word.
It said that God binds us together and He holds us together, and that's. I mean,
What
it's
does
a
that
cross,
mean?
and a cross is a representation of Christianity.
Yeah, a cross is, but laminin isn't a cross.
And it surely looks like one.
In diagrams that don't show the true nature of it. Let me see if I can find a do 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 do. Anyways, just do I'm
Okay.
digging online. Go ahead and do whatever. Talk about whatever you
More
want to talk about.
prophecies, right? There's prophecies everywhere.
Like what? The Euphrates?
No, well, yeah, but there's way more. I mean, it predicts earthquakes, food storages. I mean, you got wars. You have predictions
There
of men
are
becoming gay.
millions of earthquakes every year. Which one proves God exists?
Combined, over 2,500 combined do.
There are millions of earthquakes every year. So which ones
Okay,
prove God exists and
throw
which
throw
ones are
that one out
just
the window.
earthquakes?
Throw that one out the window if you want to.
Well,
But
yeah, I think we probably should.
but I mean, it predicts here that there's going to be men sleeping with men. I mean, disobedience to everybody, to lawlessness, and that's happening right now.
That was true before Jesus was born. It was true when he was alive, and it's true now. That's not a prophecy.
The book of Daniel.
To claim something that's always been the case is not a prophecy.
The book of Daniel proclaimed Israel's long-awaited Messiah 400 years before Jesus came. Is that just randomly happening?
What does the book of Daniel claim?
Proclaimed Israel's Messiah, which is Christ.
Yeah,
400 years.
what did it specifically claim?
Everything. What do you mean it claimed that Jesus would come here and live a perfect life?
Okay, Jesus never existed. How do you know that? Everything. There.
What do you mean? There's proof.
No, there isn't proof. All you got, just literally look at everything.
I'm looking at everything. I'm seeing proof of the resurrection. There's proof of Dead Sea Scrolls. There's proof of everything in the Bible.
Not a single Dead Sea Scroll contains anything from the New Testament.
Okay, but they're found and they're in the Bible, correct?
True. I think there's some apocryphal stuff
So
in
the
there, though, also.
Bible's not just some random man-made book.
Yes, it is.
If it's man-made, why would it go against man's sins?
What?
If it's man-made, why would man write a book about what he loves and would put it as he hates it in the Bible? You can't answer it.
I'm not sure what you even mean, but if I think I kind of know what you mean. But the Bible's hardly the only thing to ever do that. What do you think about?
Really hard.
What do you think about? I'm trying to understand what you meant. What do you think about the idea of the reason we suffer is because we desire earthly material things? What do you think about that idea?
Depends what you desire. If you desire getting drunk every day, then you're going to suffer.
Well, it kind of sounds like it sounds kind of like a covetousness, right?
Nah, give me a definition.
To covet something, it's sort of like to be envious of something that's something like these are literally part of the Ten Commandments.
Okay, so what are you trying to say?
That what I just quoted you is Buddhism.
Okay.
So Buddhism is true because it claims things that go against man's innate sinful quote unquote desires. There we go. Buddhism is true, and
didn't Buddha say that
Buddhist gods are the real
Jesus
gods.
would come and lead a perfect life? And he said, "I'm not the way." Didn't he say that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, he did.
Did
and
Buddha say, "I'm not the way"? Okay.
Yes.
Did Jesus say that?
He said he is the way. I'm the only way.
How do
I
you
am
know
the proof.
that?
There's evidence. Eyewitness accounts.
Okay. Could you go get one of them and bring them here?
Could you go get a George Washington account?
Right. Exactly. So, I don't know if I showed you this last time.
You
Did I show you my whiteboard last time?
You did. You most
Okay,
definitely
well,
did.
I'm going to show everybody else. George Washington's favorite song is "Wet Ass Pussy," right? This is a eyewitness account.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is, because it's literally his. He said it's in quotations. That means George Washington said it.
Nope. You're making zero sense with this. Zero.
You're this close, Zach. You're this close, Zach. You're this close, Zach.
To what?
The words that Jesus supposedly said were written down long after he died.
Okay, so there's second, third hand accounts.
Just like that. Just like that. You
Not exactly.
don't have eyewitness accounts. You have
Hang on.
things that people that weren't there wrote down that said that people that were there claimed. By the way, there's also a completely different language inserted between there as well.
Why does over 60% of the population believe in God or Christianity?
60% of the U.S. population?
60% believe in a God and like X percent believe in Christianity. Why does that happen?
You're talking about in the United States?
No, in the world.
I don't think 60% of the... Yeah, that's definitely not true. 60% of the world population is not Christian.
No, not Christian. Believe in a God.
Oh, in a God?
Yeah. Why does that?
I don't know. A lot of people think that they, people have invented gods all throughout history. People that tend to live in environments where, temperate environments and tropical environments where there's, a great biodiversity, they invent a lot of gods that are responsible for a lot of things. So there's a god of the harvest, there's a god of the sun, there's a god of the trees, there's a god of the water, this, that, and the other thing. People that live in deserts where there's absolutely nothing tend to be monotheistic, and that's kind of the Judeo-Christian tradition, right? Because if you're the God of everything and you live in a miserable desert where you can barely grow food, then you only need one God, because there's really not that much around you to explain, right?
So you're saying tradition is what proves like what they believe in?
Yeah, we're sort of getting there. So like, why do people believe in the particular God that they believe in? That's because it's culturally. I don't know if we talked about this last time or not. I
We
know I
did.
talked about this
Yeah.
last time. Yeah. So the fact that you can map the fact that a religious identity is geographically so easily mappable really just proves that it's an artifact of cultural traditions.
So let's get back on the Jesus topic and how that exists. Why is there so many carvings and drawings and back in his day of Jesus Christ?
There are zero.
Oh, no, there's not.
There are zero.
You can
There,
it's
there are
one Google
zero
search. There's one Google
carvings.
search
There are
away
zero
right now.
carvings. There are zero depictions. There are zero writings. There are zero correspondence. There's zero physical anything that talks about or hints at Jesus from Jesus's time. Zero.
Okay. Okay, let's say you're right.
There's zero.
Let's say you're right. Why would a man come down and proclaim he's a son of man for no reason?
Why would here's a better question. Would somebody just say that? Yes, because it's been
No.
done thousands upon thousands upon thousands of times. Cool. Now, why would a person do this? I don't know. Why would a being assume a humanly form but still technically be themselves, go down to Earth, well, first of all, impregnate somebody without their consent, and then be born, and then have themselves tortured as a sacrifice to themselves to appease themselves for the sins of the world? Why would something do that? I have no idea.
Why would he proclaim and predict his own death 4 times?
I have no idea. But you don't
That
have
doesn't just
evidence that
happen.
he
That
you
doesn't
don't
just
have
happen.
evidence that he did that, because all the stories about him were written down long after he died by people that never knew him.
They
That
did
spoke
know
a
him.
completely different language than him.
So just because they spoke a different language means they just can't
Okay,
make sense of
Zach,
it.
I got really bad news for you. This guy named Mike Hill in the comment section, he said, "I am the son of God, me." That proves it.
Okay. Does he have any evidence of that?
Why would he say it if it wasn't true?
Because he doesn't have evidence.
Do you have evidence?
I told you time after. Oh my gosh.
You have a book written by people that weren't there.
No, I have more than that.
Let's hear it.
Aside from so many personal experiences, there's just proof everywhere you go. You visit Jerusalem and you're gonna see it. Like, it's not out of the world to see it.
Okay, name one.
The tomb, I mean, the robe that he was in, the face cloth that they saw. There's so much, and you're just denying it. Like, it's okay if you want to.
Yes, I'm denying it. What? So they claim
And-
they have his robe. How do they know it's his robe?
How do they know it's his robe?
Yep. What evidence do they have that it's his robe?
Why would they just put a random robe in there?
Man, Zach, please never buy a car, especially from a used car salesman. For your own sake, never, ever, ever do that. So, I have here, this is the vessel that Jesus served the wine at the Last Supper in. Why would I say that if it weren't true?
There's none of his DNA in there.
Do you have Jesus? You have Jesus' DNA?
It's not what I said at all. I know that.
Okay, so then why'd you bring that up?
All right, we're moving on because you're way too complicated.
I'm not complicated. I ask very simple questions.
No. There's just so much
not no.
overwhelming evidence, and you just look at it and then just laugh at it.
Yeah, so what I've done is I make the same claims that you do. That guy earlier, he's the son of God. Why would he say it if he wasn't? That was the argument you made. Well, no, because there's also evidence, like the robe. Okay, what evidence do we have that that robe was his? Why would they just say it? Okay, let me just say it. This is the Holy Grail. Well, I don't believe that. It doesn't have DNA in it. We have Jesus's DNA.
Poof. They did back in his day. They did.
They, no. Okay, so if Jesus existed, which I think he existed, then yeah, there was DNA. But what did that mean? They had Jesus's DNA. You think first century Palestinians kept DNA? Like
No, I
they
wouldn't.
knew what it was?
No, I didn't say that.
Well, what are you saying?
I'm saying we're moving on. That's what I just told you like 5 minutes ago, and you're still here.
Oh, do you want me to
So,
leave? What did that
why
mean?
does the Big Bang? No. Why does the Big Bang Theory violate the second law of thermodynamics?
It
No answer.
doesn't.
I hear nothing. It does.
That's because it's so funny. I had to take a time out. It doesn't violate the second law of thermodynamics.